Good afternoon. I'm George Latimer, Westchester County Executive, and welcome to our Westchester Weekly Update. Today is Monday, September 16th, and as we're going through now the beginning of the second half of September, we have a number of issues that we want to alert you to. I'll be joined in a few minutes by Deputy County Executive Ken Jenkins, and we have some representatives of different number of our departments to highlight a couple of these issues. In a second, we'll have at the microphone the head of our Hispanic Advisory Board, Dr. Carmen Martinez-Lopez, to talk about some important outreach in the Hispanic community. We have Dads Take Your Child to School Day that we're going to report on with our Westchester County Youth Bureau Director, Ernest McFadden, and the White Plains Youth Bureau Director, Frank Williams. We have a joyous announcement about a hiker that was found in Ward Pound Ridge Reservation with Richard Wishney, our head of emergency services, and legislator Erica Lang-Pierce of that area. And we're going to talk about Car Free Day with Heather Reiners from our Westchester Department of Public Works and Transportation. I do have to open our report on a very sad note. There was a report this morning of a fatal car accident in the area of Central Avenue, Battle Hill, on the White Plains-Greenburgh border. Details will be released by the proper authorities over the course of the next few hours. Perhaps if you're watching this by nightfall, there'll be more information. But we are aware that there were two fatalities in this accident, and they represent individuals who are active in our local community. The people who we know have been active and involved, and it's quite the tragedy. There are moments like this where almost everything else we talk about seems irrelevant. The things that we do in county government are important at their level of importance, but they pale against life and death. And when we have people that we love, that we lose, we realize the fragility of life. And just how much we ought to appreciate every day the things that we have. And the most important thing is when we wake up in the morning that we're beginning another day and that we can interact with people. We are, as a society, many times very agitated and angry. And there are reasons to be angry. There are reasons to be agitated. But when we hear a report, as we did this morning, we realize as well that the eternal matter of life and death supersedes everything. And perhaps we should be more appreciative for the life that we have, even as we mourn the lives that we've lost today. But we move forward, and we move forward to try to help have a better life for all of us who are here. One of our initiatives I'm going to ask Ken Jenkins to introduce for us is the work that we're doing with our Hispanic Advisory Board, and we think it's important work as we look to the future. Ken?
Thanks, George. And certainly in September, from September 15th to October 15th, we have Hispanic Heritage Month. There was an initiative that our Hispanic Advisory Board was doing to do a survey and to continue to gather information to help both the county executive and our team, as well as the board of legislators, to be able to create programs and to address the concerns and needs of our Hispanic community. So that deadline has been extended until October 7th. So the Hispanic Advisory Board chair is here with us this afternoon or this evening to be able to talk through all the things that are happening in celebration and recognition of our outstanding Hispanic community here in Westchester County. So with that, I'm going to ask the chair, Dr. Carmen Martinez-Lopez, to come up, discuss all the activities going on in Hispanic Heritage Month, and certainly she'll touch more upon the survey that is so critically important for us to make the right decisions here in Westchester County. So, Dr. Martinez-Lopez.
Thank you very much. Thank you. Thank you, George. I'm sorry with this situation, this moment. My praise for those families. Good afternoon. I am here on behalf of the members of the Hispanic Advisory Board today as we celebrate the Hispanic Heritage Month. The topic of this year's celebration is Pioneers of Change, shaping the future together. How wonderful, and what a wonderful topic that relates to the research project of the first comprehensive assessment of its kind in over 2 decades. We are very grateful to our executive director and to Ken for the support that they are giving to us with this research project. This survey, in partnership with Pace University, will allow us to gain a deeper understanding of the experiences and needs of the Hispanic or Latino population in Westchester County. We are using those interchanged expressions, Latino or Hispanic. The results of the survey will guide the development of policies and programs to improve the quality of life for the Hispanic or Latino community in Westchester County. Please, 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 I am inviting all the members of our community to answer this survey no later than October 7th. I did my homework, and I will tell you why I did my homework. I didn't know that we have in Westchester 48 municipalities. We need representation of all of 48 municipalities, including cities, towns, and villages. Remember that we are shaping the future together. Thank you. Y lo voy a decir en español también. Nosotros estamos construyendo el futuro de Westchester County juntos. Muchas gracias. Thank you.
We would certainly thank, again, Dr. Carmen Martinez-Lopez, who is the chair of the county's Hispanic Advisory Board. Again, the Latino Community Survey the deadline has been extended for October 7th, and we should take the invitation from Dr. Martinez-Lopez to say that everyone of Hispanic and Latino heritage should be able to fill out that survey, because that's essential to help us out in making the decisions, and County Executive Latimer's leadership and our entire team to be able to make sure that this can happen. And we thank all of the members of our Hispanic Advisory Board for their participation in getting this together in partnership with our friends at Pace University. So back to you, George.
Thank you, and thank you again to Dr. Martinez-Lopez for her leadership and those members of the Hispanic Advisory Board. We look forward for a very robust Hispanic Heritage Month that's coming up, and we have so many different ways to recognize the various parts of this Westchester County mosaic. Just last week, we honored our Armenian American community in the rededication of this county office building in memory of Edward McCallion, who is of Armenian heritage and was the 4th County Executive of Westchester County, a very great moment of pride for our Armenian community. And as we celebrate the Hispanic Latino community, so have we for so many other ethnic groups in our county. And we know we have Italian Heritage Month coming up thereafter, and the Albanian community. We want to show the proper respect to all of the different ethnicities, that they are all part of the Westchester County mosaic. But this survey is important, it's substantive, and if you can participate in it, it is of great help, I think, to all of us. Next up, we have a very special event coming up. This is for dads, Take Your Child to School Day, and that's coming up as part of a program that I think we're just looking at within the week. And I'm going to ask our Westchester County Youth Bureau Director, Ernest McFadden, to join us here. Recently promoted to this position through his career accomplishments, and the longtime head of the White Plains Youth Bureau, Frank Williams. Their leadership has been exceptional over the years. Tell us what us dads need to know, or granddads.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you, Mr. County Exec Latimer. Thank you, Deputy County Exec, for your ongoing support. We're about 3 weeks into the school year, and so I want to acknowledge teachers, administrators, students. I think the last time we were in front of, we were talking about the opening of school day. Dads take your kids to school, and it's been rephrased, dads and male figures. That extends to granddads, uncles, brothers. Male plays a huge role in the lives of young people. There's 2 organizations that have done some studies. It's the Fathering Project have a 2020 survey out that really speaks to the value of engagement with males, particularly in the lives of young boys, and particularly young boys of color. What we've seen over the years, and I've asked my good friend, Mr. Frank Williams, to join me to talk about what's happening on the ground, where you actually see tangible results when you have males engaged. I'll share with you my story. My kids are grown now, actually. But I do recall those days when I would take them to school. And I'll never forget when I take my daughter into class, she's holding me by the hand. Come on, Dad, I want to show you this. I want to show you my project, artwork, and then come sit and have lunch with me and showing me off to her friends. And that sticks with you. That sticks with you, and it makes you want to do even more. Now, part of the work that we do here at the Westchester County Youth Bureau is to engage children and family. And in many cases, dads play such a vital role in shaping young people's lives, teaching them the value of honesty, the value of integrity. And so those are some of the things that we want to do, and we're calling it males and dads. Take that opportunity, just the feeling of taking that young life to school. And to the school district, we have a number of school districts in Westchester who are actively participating in dad's father figure taking your kids to school. I know our city of Yonkers is involved. Yonkers, Mount Vernon is involved, and certainly my good friend who's joined me needs absolutely no introduction, Mr. Frank Williams here in the city of White Plains, very active in their dads and significant males take your kids back to school day. Our neighboring town in Greenburgh, they participate as well. Frank has been around a long time, and he's certainly seen some results where young people who have come through the Youth Bureau and now come back as model citizen in our community. And he can speak specifically about some of the program where young people get matched up with male figures to sort of have that conversation. And moms out there, love you. I'm a product of a single mother. And you women are monumental. And we want to treat this Thursday as dads take your kids to school day and give you mothers a day off. Frank is joined by a good friend, Jim Eisenberg, who is involved with our Grandpa United program. So I'm going to turn over to Frank to share with you some of the real tangible work that the school districts are doing with Dad Take Your Kids to School Day.
Thank you, Ernest, and thank you, County Executive George Latimer and Deputy Ken Jenkins, and thank you all of you for being here today. Today is a very special day in the county, in the nation. This week, we're putting a spotlight on fathers, right? And we know the presence of fathers, the role that they play in our county, in our towns and villages, in our nation. And you know, without a father, where would we be? I'm mindful of the role my father and grandparents, my grandfather played, my uncles, and what I had, I want every child, every boy, every girl to have a caring adult in their life. Ernest mentioned about Grandpas United, and we have Jump Start for Dads. So because of the county's leadership in the work of fathers, and especially the County Youth Bureau, we fashioned a county or state where fathers are engaged in helping to build, to strengthen, not just the relationship between children and their fathers, but families and our communities. We're healthier because we are all partnering together, working with our schools, our faith-based communities, our sectors, to ensure that all children have what they need to rise above where they are, to reach their full potential. Two data that I would like to say to you about the city of White Plains and the White Plains School District, and Dr. Eisenberg knows about this. Last year, we only had 5 justice-involved young people in the city of White Plains. That's because we are wrapping around fathers and men in the lives of our children after school and on weekends. And with our New York Fathering Committee, we're talking about the importance of fathers and encouraging them and helping them to be engaged in the life of our community. And then another data that I'm extremely proud about, and speaking with Dr. Ricker, who's the superintendent of White Plains School District, the graduation rate for White Plains is 97%. Wow. How did we get there? Well, you've heard that it takes a village. It takes all of us working together, but it also speaks to the power of fathers and special adults and father figures and uncles and young people working together. Last year, we had about 2,000 fathers come to Dad Take Your Child to School Day in White Plains. That's the power of a community working together, seizing the moment, and ensuring that young people have these caring relationships. So we invite people to come out to Dad Take Your Child to School Day and to be present, not just only on September 19th, but throughout the school year. Thank you so much.
Well, first, thank you, Ernest McFadden, our Executive Director of Westchester County's Youth Bureau, and the incomparable Frank Williams, who is Executive Director of the White Plains Youth Bureau, among many other things, and showing how important it is for dads to take your child and father figures to take your child to School Day, which is happening on September 19th. So that's coming up on September 19th, to be involved with Dr. Eisenberg and everyone else around the county through all of those school districts that are participating. We want to thank you all for the continued hard work that you're doing, and that 97%, everyone in the room that's here with us was surprised and shocked, but we shouldn't be, because of the work in White Plains with Dr. Ricker and your combination of everyone working together. And we have so many of our school districts throughout Westchester County that are doing that great work. So again, congratulations on that great work, and don't forget about dads and father figures taking your child to School Day on September 19th. So fantastic. We are going to flip up for just a second and talk about something that's happening in conjunction with Bicycle Sunday. So this Sunday, September 22nd, is going to be Car Free Day, and I think it's Car Free Day across the whole country on the 22nd. So National Car Free Day. We're going to do that from September 22nd. I know we're going to have some special events and some things that we're going to be able to show, and here to talk about that is Westchester Department of Public Works and Transportation Program Coordinator for Smart Commute. Heather Reiners is here, and she's going to tell us more about what's going to happen on Car Free Day this Sunday, September 22nd. Heather.
Thank you. We're excited to announce that Car Free Day is going to be this Sunday, the 22nd, from 10 a.m. to 2 p.m. at Bicycle Sundays. We're going to be located outside of the county center by the commuter lot, right by the Bronx River Parkway. And this is our second year hosting the event at Bicycle Sundays. Car Free Day is an international event celebrated every September to promote sustainable transportation. Things like biking, walking, taking the bus, taking the train, carpooling, vanpooling, and electric vehicles. We'll have one of our all-electric Beeline buses on display, and riders can test out the bike racks on the buses. These are new. We got these a couple of years ago. You can learn about the Beeline fleet and explore what bus routes are near you. So we'll have the schedules on display along with system maps, as well as various goodies for people to take. We'll also have one of our electric vehicles from the county's fleet on display, along with information on EVs and EV charging. So come join us this Sunday from 10 a.m. to 2 p.m. to hear how you can make your commute more sustainable. For more information, you can call 914-995-4444. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Heather. And of course, that's one of the many programs that we have to try to help promote better environmental concerns. So if we can leave our car at home and function properly, we've got a great bus system here in Westchester County. We're very happy to do that. Next, we have some good news. We had a hiker that was reported missing almost a week ago, and the hiker was at one of our county parks and was found. So we're happy to have Commissioner Richard Wishney of our Department of Emergency Services here, along with Erica Lang-Pierce, who's county legislator for the northeastern part of the county. They'll tell us about what happened and how it got resolved. Mr. Commissioner, Madam Legislator, thanks.
Thank you, sir. Good afternoon, everyone. We do have some good news, as the county executive indicated. On the evening of Wednesday, September 11th, a 70-year-old man had been hiking in Ward Pound Ridge Reservation, was reported missing by his family. The man had last spoken to his wife at around 3:30 p.m. before his mobile phone lost power. At more than 4,000 acres, with a wide variety of habitat, the reservation is Westchester's largest park. With its wide-ranging landscapes, the park actually contains miles of wooden trails. Local resources, including the Pound Ridge Fire Department, Pound Ridge Police, Bedford Police, Lewisboro EMS, and a Westchester EMS paramedic fly car, were allocated until they called for additional county assistance. At around 8 p.m., the County Police Special Operations Division, County PD Helicopter, County PD Rescue K-9, the Westchester County Technical Rescue Team, with specialized equipment, were then dispatched. In addition, DES Field Comm vehicles were dispatched to enhance mobile telephone service and to patch communication channels for interagency communications. I responded along with our county fire coordinator, Chief Neil Caputo, and a deputy fire coordinator. Fortunately, a little after midnight, the man was located deep in the woods and in good condition. He was checked by EMS personnel, warmed up, and then refused further medical attention. The many local agencies and personnel involved worked seamlessly to form a coordinated search with an excellent result. And now I think the county legislator might have some additional comments.
Just really gratitude. Obviously, this was an incredible coordinated effort, one with a perfect result, what we absolutely want to hear from a situation like this, whether it is an elderly person or someone with dementia. There are all the various scenarios, a young child that this could happen with. In this case, I think this gentleman is actually a triathlete, and it's a reminder that this could happen to any of us. And without cell towers and without the support of our emergency responders, both volunteer, paid, and the county assets that were engaged, this could have had a very different outcome. So I'm very grateful, so I just wanted to give my thanks.
Thank you.
Thank you both.
Thank you, sir.
Thanks.
Thank you.
Thanks, Legislator. And we wanted to have a good story about an experience in the parks leading into Ken covering what's going to happen in our county parks. We hope we don't have to retrieve anybody in this fashion, but it's encouraging to know that that story had a happy ending. Ken, tell us about some other happy endings.
All right, thanks a lot, George. And certainly it was pointed out by Commissioner Wisney, and thanking all the folks at Emergency Services that from the county and all of those agencies that participated in that. I know I was watching a news report that talked about it, and they did not quite know where it was. They just said Pound Ridge, and we know, of course, that's Ward's Pound Ridge, and it is the county's largest park, and certainly it's right on the Connecticut border, and it's clearly easy to get lost in there, and that says why when we talk about emergency services and any kind of thing, operations happening, to make sure that you have your phone as charged as you can. So if there's no cell tower, at least it can hit the satellites with some of the new phone technology that exists. But again, in our nationally accredited award-winning park system, coming up on this Saturday, September 21st, we have several events that are happening. One that's happening in Saxon Woods Park, in the parking lot in White Plains. It's a garage sale, so that's an annual event. So join us from 9 a.m. to 3 p.m. on Saturday the 21st for a day of individuals and families selling their unwanted and gently used household items. If it's raining, the rain site is the county center, so at Westchester County Center, so either the Saxon Woods parking lot 9 to 3, or if it's inclement weather at the Westchester County Center, make sure you look online at parks.westchestergov.com to see if there's any changes on up-to-the-minute things, and if you're really good, you sign up for that newsletter, and they'll make sure to get that information to you. On Saturday the 21st, at the Trailside Nature Museum at Ward's Pound Ridge Reservation, which is in beautiful Cross River. You're going to have stream exploration from 11 a.m. to 12 noon. So discover the many animals that make up our freshwater ecosystems and what their presence can tell us about the health of our drinking water. It's for ages 8 and up, and it is free. Again, 11 a.m. to 12 noon at the Trailside Nature Museum in Ward Pound Ridge Reservation. On this Saturday as well, there's going to be an open house at the historic Miller House. The Miller House is at 140 Virginia Road in White Plains. So you're going to be able to drop in and visit the former home of Anne and Elijah Miller and their family. It's an average Westchester colonial family whose lives were forever changed when General George Washington and his army fought for American independence. And it's a great opportunity to understand how many connections there are, right from Ward's Pound Ridge, right through all of our parks and recreation facilities. That's why it's Parks, Recreation, and Conservation Department to do things. On Sunday, the 22nd, County Executive Alfred B. Del Bello Muscoot Farm in Somers, also at the edge of Legislator Erica Lang Pierce's district. She has a big district with a lot of county parks in it, and it's all the great parks that are in there. That's the farmers markets. It's from 9:30 to 2:30 p.m., and that happens every Sunday through November 17th. It features 25 of our local vendors, and you get a great opportunity to see what's going on there and the investments that your county has made in maintaining Muscoot Farm with some creative things that are showing up there for our environment. Again, at Muscoot Farm, Alfred B. Del Bello, Muscoot Farm in Somers. And again, that's the farmers market, 9:30 to 2:30 p.m. You never know who might show up to be involved and engaged in shopping around at that farmers market. On Sunday, again, we're going to have something even more exciting because at Kensico Dam Plaza, we've had yoga. Well, on Sunday, from 10 a.m. to noon, on Sunday, September 22nd, we're going to have puppy yoga, right? So puppy yoga happening there, right? So in Westchester, we don't do things other than have puppy yoga, 10 a.m. to 12 noon at Kensico Dam Plaza. It'll be an interesting opportunity to have you engage in yoga with your puppies, right? And as we spoke about and talked about having our car-free day, that's connected to our Bicycle Sundays, which is on the Bronx River Reservation. It's from 10 a.m. to 2 p.m. in the afternoon, so you can bike, walk, or jog along the 13.1-mile loop on the Bronx River Reservation on the Parkway from White Plains to Yonkers, and that's Sundays, and that goes right through October 13th. And with that, I'll turn it back to the County Executive. Thanks, George.
Thank you very much, Ken. In the county government now, we are in the process of getting ready our budget for the year 2025. This being middle of September, we have about a month before we present our capital budget proposal to the Westchester County Board of Legislators. That involves the physical outlay of money to make improvements to parks, roads, bridges, physical plant throughout the county. And of course, the cost of that is embedded in the overall 2025 budget, the operating budget, which will be released to the county legislature in November, first week of November. These documents will be released publicly to everyone, to the press and to the public as well. We'll put them up online so you can take a look at it. And then when that is presented, both of them to the board, they'll begin their scrutiny of the various projects. And hopefully all of that will summarize sometime in December, usually about mid-month, with a completed budget. There's amendments to be made, suggestions that come from the legislature for changes in priorities, and all of that together will get us on time for the 1st of January when the new calendar year begins and also the new fiscal year begins. We'll have some updated revenue projections as well in time for all of that. So keep an eagle eye out for it. We'll certainly mention it here for people that know when those public hearings are coming up. There'll be a public forum in advance of the budget submission from the executive branch to get input, and then the Board of Legislators will establish a series of public hearings that will follow the release of the budget leading up to the final action. But this is the time of the season that we start getting serious about it from mid-September on, and this will affect not just your tax rate, which it will, but it will also affect the major improvements in county services and programs, both operating and capital. So keep those things in mind. And of course, with tomorrow, we are 7 weeks away from the general election, where positions at the federal and state level will be on the ballot, judicial positions, and there are referendums. We intend to inform the public, not to advocate, but to inform what types of ballot provisions will be available for you to vote, but you're going to have to turn the ballot over to do that, along with the things that you'll be voting on Election Day. That's coming up November 5th, and there'll be early voting, as there always is, that starts about 10 days before that. There's more time to discuss that in the days to come. But it's a busy fall, and it's a great season here in Westchester County. We'll be back next week with more information, and we'll also try to deal with whatever the world throws at us. Sometimes it's very sad news, sometimes it's happy news, but either way, we go forward, because that's how we are. We're resilient people here in New York and in Westchester County. I'm George Latimer, Westchester County Executive. Have a good day and a safe week ahead.